down the LA City level, we have yet another paid sick leave requirement in LA City. This applies to businesses with 500 or more employees within the city or 2,000 or more employees within the U.S. And they will be entitled to the supplemental paid sick leave if the employee, when the employee has worked for the employee for these deadlines from February 3rd, 2020 through March 4th, 2020, and they performed work within the geographic boundaries of the city for the employer. And there's 4 qualifying reasons, and I won't walk through those in particular here, very similar to the other ones we've had on the other paid sick leave, but I just want everybody to make sure that this, or be aware that it's out there, and that like the other leave laws, it entitles the workers to up to 80 hours of supplemental paid sick leave. And there are caps on this as well. Now, these paid sick leave that I've mentioned are also in addition to any California paid sick leave requirement or any other paid sick leave requirement that the employer has in place. So keep that in mind as well. We go to the next slide. And so this went into effect April 7th and will remain in effect until 2 calendar weeks after LA City lifts the local emergency period. Great, and we've got some links for this as well. And then to wrap it up, my last slide here, and again, I apologize for the quick marathon on the data here, the download of the data, but I wanted to wrap up with just some reasonable accommodation questions that we're getting a lot. And keep it in mind, when the employees are coming back to work, you've still got a duty to accommodate their needs. And when do you have to accommodate certain requests? And this slide has really been our go-to slide in the firm. Some good information here. The first point is that employees don't want to return to work because they're receiving unemployment. Don't have to accommodate that request. So if you're asking employees to come back and they say, I don't want to come back to work, I'm making too much money here on unemployment, you don't have to accommodate that. You can move on and fill that position. I am recommending, in terms of the PPP loan, though, there is a requirement now from the Treasury that employers are notifying the state unemployment insurance office that you've actually made an offer for those employees to return to work and they've rejected it. And you actually have to notify the state unemployment insurance office of the employee's refusal to come back to work. So you should be documenting that. That offer for the employee to return to work has to be in writing. And then we don't have other guidance on how you should notify the state unemployment office right now that they refuse to come back to work, but it should be done in writing as well, and document that. And then the other question, one more before I wrap it up, is how about employees that are afraid to return to work? You don't have to accommodate that. So if they're just afraid of getting COVID-19, that's not a reasonable accommodation that you have to take into view. Now, if they're at a high risk level, one of these pre-existing conditions or over the age of 65, you might have to start looking into that for an accommodation.